Ladies and gentlemen, podcasting since 2005 with over 3 million downloads. You are listening to Gamertag Radio with your hosts Godfrey, Pete Rock, Parris, Pastor. Come on.
Welcome to Gamertag Radio episode 460, and yes, we're back from the West Coast for now. I'll tell you about that later on. But this is your host Godfrey, and listening to episode 460. And also we have here Patrick in the house. Patrick, what's up?
What up? Not too much. Way too many games I'm playing right now, and kind of way too hyper to go back playing them. But yeah, overall feeling good. Been a good week.
Cool. Awesome, man. And we have Parris.
I'm getting sick.
Oh, I think I am too. If I have to make admittance,
I was sick last week.
I feel like pure crap. So the other part of this podcast you'll hear is before I'm sick, but now I'm sick.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna talk about later. And also, happy birthday to the one and only Pete Rock, Scumbag Pete. Happy birthday, brother. He's probably celebrating out there with
raise a glass to you out there, Pete.
Yeah. So shout out to him, man. Everything. So yeah, this was gonna happen, guys. The first half of this episode is gonna be strictly, we just recorded this now, like recent, and the what?
Day to date. Today is November 13th.
November 13th. Yeah. So the second half was recorded last week when we were in Burbank, and that's a good 50 minutes long. So this episode is going to be a very, very long episode. The reason is that, we're taking a break during Thanksgiving, and we're going to be back early December, hopefully the second week of December. And after that, we only have like 2 episodes left, and we're taking a long vacation until mid-January. So make sure to be subscribed and everything, and keep in touch on Twitter and Facebook, because once we release an episode, we guys gonna let you know through there, man, and everything. So before we start with the conversation, head over to gamertagradio.com, post your comments and feedback, and listen to our past episode, and also give us a call. Send us your feedback and everything to 786-273-7GTR. That's 786-273-7GTR. Email us, fanmail@gamertagradio.com. So it has been a very, very interesting week. Halo, the Master Chief Collection came out. Assassin's Creed Unity came out. And there's been a lot of issues. A lot of issues. But we first, I think we have to start off with the whole Assassin's Creed Unity thing. Because, we attended an event last week. It was a lot of fun. And we also going to review the game on this episode too, so that's for later on. But when we were over there at the event, we were actually playing. It wasn't retail consoles; it was more of those developer Xbox ones that they had over there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. It was a retail copy of the game.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. So yeah, now we got back and start playing, and of course the game has a lot of frame rate issues and everything, and I really want to talk about that. Your thoughts, guys, about that. To me, like I'm really enjoying the game, but this is the thing that really kind of kills the vibe here and there in certain situations while you're playing the game. Is just a frame rate. But I just want to get your thoughts about that, guys.
Well, I'll go first because I'm in grumpy grandpa mode today because I'm not feeling well. So
knock it out, Parris.
Okay.
I'm of two minds of this. Let me say this first and foremost.
Uh-huh.
I like the game. All the thoughts that I've had on the game previously from the 2 preview events that we've gone to and all that hasn't changed. My opinion of the game has not changed.
Yeah.
But what Ubisoft did with the embargo by making it 12 hours after, like when we first saw that, I think it was like Thursday or Friday or last week, we knew what the embargo date was. I was like, ooh, this is kind of sketchy. And then while we're at the preview event, anyone that was in my Twitch stream, I would have even noticed this. I started seeing some weird frame rate issues, and I was like, uh-oh, this isn't good. And then obviously the game came out, and there are a ton of bugs in the game, not just with frame rate. I mean, just the fact that character models are not being rendered correctly. You know, characters are floating through the level. The crowd people are switching from male to female on the fly. Just all kind of things like that. And here's my issue. If they knew, and I'm going to lean towards they knew. Okay. I have no inside information. I don't know anything. I'm just going to go under an assumption here. They kind of knew that the game was buggy. And I'm pretty sure they were working towards a day one patch. That's why they did the embargo date that they did, which I think is shameful for a publisher to do that. Let a game stand on its own merits. Let consumers actually get informed opinions of the game prior to actually putting down their money for it. So I didn't like that. If they knew it was this buggy, the right thing would have been to say, you know what, Assassin's Creed Rogue is our holiday game. Yeah, it's not on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, but Unity will be out in March or something. Give developers time to properly patch these games and to get them right. That's my main issue with it. You know, like I know Ubisoft came out with a blog post today saying they're going to review their review practices. You know, they're detailed what's going to come out in this patch, trying to fix all these issues. That's great. That's what we want to see. We want to see publishers and developers actively fixing their games so that we can enjoy them. But at the same time, this game it was in reviewer hands prior to launch, but they weren't allowed to say anything until after most people were probably excited and ran out at midnight and bought the game. And that's what I don't like. That review, at a minimum, should have been out Monday morning so people could have saw what Polygon and Joystick and what we might even have had to say about the game so they could have had a little more of an informed opinion and say, well, you know what? Maybe I should wait before I buy this and let them patch the game first before I run out and play it, which, you know, I know we'll get in Halo in a second. I would also say the same exact thing about Halo as well. So it's not that I'm just picking on Ubisoft. I think overall, I don't want to say shady. I just think I understand it's a business. You're trying to maximize profits. You got profit, losses and margins and all this stuff in certain quarters. So you don't want to delay something to another quarter because, it'd be too big of a loss and all that kind of nonsense. I get it. I get why they do these things. But as a customer, I want, when I spend $60 on a brand new game, if there's a game I'm excited about, I want to go pick up day one. Don't hide information from me. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
That's a normal thing. Like, like if I'm a fan of a company and I feel like, man, like for example, Nintendo, man, I always buy their products and everything. Imagine me buying a game and, great story, great everything, but I'm having issues, let's say playing online. They promoted this as like a big online game or whatever. I'll be kind of mad. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That is kind of weird and all that. I'm not really down to the whole like keeping on the low, not telling things to the consumers and stuff like that. But the thing I like all to say about Ubisoft though is that at least they are listening and they posted that blog post a couple hours ago, which is great because they're at least they're listening from not only from the media but the consumers too. You know what I'm saying? So. But here's one thing, though, Parris, I really want to mention this is that, I get both sides. I get, the Ubisoft situation with that. I totally agree with that, with the whole embargo and everything. But the thing that I have issues, too, is a lot of these journalists that, they're a bunch of hypocrites. How are you going to be complaining about embargoes, but you still reviewing the game and then make a whole blog post about complaining about embargoes? Like, what's up with that?
Well,
that's it's a little bit shady. Like if you don't agree with their embargo, they could easily wrap up that game, put it in the envelope, and send it back to the company, but they didn't. Which, in my eyes, is kind of shady because at the end of the day, they're also getting money from these clicks, creating controversy and all this stuff on Twitter. Like honestly, there was 2 days ago for almost 24 hours it was not nonstop complaining from a lot of gaming journalists. Like, come on, we get the point. You're mad. Let's move on. But if you're going to be complaining to promote your agenda and promote your little posts, that's not right either.
No, like, because
there's more than that.
Because here's the thing, and I'm just going to pick on them because they're the ones that stick out in my head the most. Polygon. If Polygon had such an issue with the embargo, they should have posted that article on Saturday or Friday or whenever. Because like I said, I think we found out Thursday or Friday. So let's just assume that's when they found out too, which they probably knew beforehand. But if they found out on Thursday about this embargo, it should have been post Friday, next day, saying complaining about it, saying this is BS. You know, why are we being forced to hold our review back until after launch? We should be able to have it out before then, you know, and then at the same time, don't accept the embargo. Like you said, ship the game
exactly.
back. That's my thing. That's my thing.
It's that simple. It's that simple. Like, you know, if there's something that I don't agree on, dude, I'm going to return that back. You know, like I don't want to fool our listeners at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do that? You know?
Exactly. You know, and in a way, I also want to say this for the record. I feel, because of this, I feel bad in a way. Because, you know, you and I have talked highly of the game this entire time. And like I said, I know we're going to do an official review. I still like the game. Yeah,
I'm just saying the game nonstop.
Yeah, I'm just saying because we played it in Vegas as well. But my point is, you know, we've probably influenced people to go out and buy Assassin's Creed Unity at launch, and we didn't really get to see these bugs during the preview. You know what I mean? So
we weren't talking
about them, unfortunately. I didn't even see any of these frame rate issues until we were at that event, you know, on Twitch. So obviously anybody that was on the Twitch stream that I was on saw them as well, but we weren't doing a podcast or anything or giving any kind of impressions prior, bringing that fact up. The only podcast we did, we talked favorably of Assassin's Creed Unity, and if anybody heard those podcasts, they probably went out and bought it, you know? So
no, I agree. No, it's cool.
And like I said, I'm glad Ubisoft is stating we're going to rethink our review practices, and, you know, hopefully in the future.
I really, really like that.
Yeah, and in the future, make sure that, you know, that reviewers are able to review the game prior to launch. And like I said, that's all it really comes down to. You can love the game, you can hate the game, whatever, bugs galore. Like, if Ubisoft knew that all these bugs are in there, you know what? Get out in front of it and let your customers know, you know what? We're crunching to the end. We're expecting to have a day one patch to fix a few little minor bugs and issues. If it slips a few days, our apologies, but we're at least letting you know. Because that's really what it comes down to. They're going to have this patch by next week. Game's going to be fine. But you hit it because you wanted to make sure that on whatever spec sheet you had, your number sheet you had, that you got X amount of day one sales, because a lot of people probably would have waited until the patch came out. That's just a fact. Because why wouldn't you? Why would you go purposely buy a $60 buggy game? No, you're going to wait until those bugs are fixed. And you know what? Let's just transition that right into Halo as well, because it's the same freaking thing with Halo. You know, we didn't have the multiplayer. You know, we had that game for 3 weeks, and we didn't have the multiplayer. We were supposed to get the multiplayer that last week before the review came out. It got delayed. And we're like, okay, they're still working on it, Reviews came out, still wasn't out. Launch day, it's a buggy mess. The whole matchmaking thing, to the point, Danny,
we did mention on the show, because there was a couple people, you know, talking to me on Twitter saying, "Oh, but you guys gave it great reviews on this game and everything." And I'm like, "Look, on the podcast we mentioned we're not reviewing the multiplayer. We're just talking about strictly the campaign." So I'm just letting that know to people out there that are listening to the show. You know?
No, I'm not talking about us or anyone that reviewed the game, because most people, like IGN, doesn't even have an official review out yet. Most people that
it already went up.
Okay, but my point on this, Danny, is it's not like reviewers made sure people knew that the multiplayer wasn't working. I get that. Obviously, that's fine. What I'm saying is, Microsoft at no point actually let us know that the matchmaking was broken on launch day. Hell, I was at Halo Fest. It ain't like anyone at Halo Fest was talking about how the matchmaking's broken. That's kind of my issue, because the matchmaking is a huge component of why people wanted this game, because of all the multiplayer maps spanning across Halo 1 through 4. So the fact that that's broken, and it's still broken, and I know 343, they've put out, they're apologizing, they're doing all that kind of stuff, and they're fixing it, and that's great. But we're in an age now with social media, you can absolutely ruin a game by having it broken on day one and not getting out in front of it and letting people know. The fact that the NeoGAFs and Twitters of the world are the ones that had to bitch and complain about it to finally get some feedback from 343 and Microsoft on it is unacceptable. And like I said, same goes to Ubisoft. The same goes to Activision with the issues they've been having with Call of Duty.
EA.
Yeah, EA. We're in an age now that these games are coming out broken. That is unacceptable. It is. As a gamer, like I remember back in the day before the internet and all that, imagine if Mario 2 was broken when you plugged it in. You didn't have an internet. You had no one to complain with. You just have to suck it up and deal with it, right? Back then, you had to do more Q&A and to make sure you met your release date deadlines more so than now, because I almost feel like
gaming wasn't as big back then.
No. I understand that, Danny. But the point I'm making is I almost feel like we're in an age now where these developers are under extreme pressure from the publisher to meet certain release dates. They got to be in a certain window, because if they're not in that window, you're going to have a financial loss in that quarter. And that's unacceptable, because you cannot sit here and tell me that the devs for Assassin's Creed Unity probably, if Ubisoft would have said, you know what, we'll give you guys till March, they'd have been more than happy to delay this game till March. But no.
But that's a lot of developers going to feel that way.
No. I understand that. Yeah. But in this scenario, that game needed more time. Hell, it was already delayed a couple of weeks from its original date. So obviously there was something going on. You know what I mean?
No.
Like I said, I understand as gamers, we're excited. We want to get these games as quickly as possible. But the flip side of the coin is, if a developer needs more time, give them more time. That's my thing. I would want a complete experience day one. I don't want patches. I want a game that works day one.
And here's the thing too, like it's a great the game. It's a lot of fun. We're going to talk about later about that, but it's a great franchise, and I don't want something like this to be ruined. And then people are not going to trust it next time that comes out. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel really, really bad because of that situation too. You know, like more on the developers and people that have been really, pushing this game. Because you got to understand, like, the last interview that we had with the developers of Ubisoft, like, they were really passionate and like really, took their time working on this title. It was 4 years that they were working on this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there was issues here and there, but the hardest part, like, I know even the Bungie probably felt this way too when they read the reviews of Destiny. Like, they put a lot of hours just to work on those games, and once I see these reviews, it's like I know they took it personal, So, but at the same time, I think all those gamers out there that have been supporting all these games that have been coming out, make sure to send your feedback to the team. I think that's the best way for them not to make the same mistakes next time.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
Yeah, but Pots, I know you've been quiet, Pots.
No, I've been letting Pierce have his words.
You're a very huge, Assassin's Creed fan, and just want to get your thoughts about this whole situation and everything. So
yeah, I mean, it is one of those things where I noticed it immediately in the preview event, but we couldn't say anything. During my time playing it, I've been lucky enough to not experience any of this serious bug failures or anything too major. I've had a lot of frame rate issues, but because I've played all of these since the beginning, those have always been in every game that they made in the style. So I guess I've come to expect them, which I guess is a bad thing, really, if I'm expecting that it's just going to be that way because that's the way it is. But if they're working towards fixing it, great. But in terms of my experience, it hasn't been detrimental at all. I've really enjoyed my whole time playing it. If patches come out to smooth that out any further, that's awesome. But as far as the frame rate drops goes, again, I'm used to it. It's not going to bother me too much. A lot of games have this problem, especially Assassin's Creed. So my experience hasn't been hampered at all, luckily, but I guess I'm in the minority if a lot of people are having some serious bugs and fallouts. I will note that finding a co-op session was difficult It took me probably 3 tries in about 15 minutes to kind of get like into one that worked, because the first one I got into, it was so laggy. Essentially, we were teleporting around, and by proxy, all the guards were teleporting around, and it was whoever that was the host or was a clear mess, so I had to drop out of that. And the second one worked a lot better. And after that, the third one was more smooth. But yeah, as far as connecting to random people for co-op, problems, as I said, not the smoothest experience in the world, could be better. I look forward to playing with you guys because we're all a bit closer together. Parris aside, but I'm sure Parris has good internet to make up for it. But yeah, as far as my experience, it's been fine. But again, I would prefer if this game had been delayed to fix all the other things, because I've noticed some of the visual glitches and just kind of look the other way like, it's big open world, it's going to happen. But I'd like it to be fixed. And in the future, they should at least let people know, hey, this is the way it is, but we're trying to fix it as quickly as possible. So that's my 2 cents.
Okay, cool. So you want to go straight to the review then?
Might as well.
Yeah, might as well. Okay. But I have to say this, man. I'm having a blast with the game. Besides the whole bugs and all that stuff, like I've been playing it a lot. Taking my time. Doing a lot of these side quests and everything. In Parris, and I'm having a blast. I think I'm almost at the end. I'm like almost finishing the game.
You're doing a lot better than me. I'm getting way too distracted.
Now it's getting tough. Like where I'm at, it's really, really hard.
Like stealth tough or like combat tough, or a mixture of both?
Both.
Cool.
Yes. So I know you would love it.
Yeah. It's like, look forward to
that. To me, it's like a puzzle. I got to figure out. Okay, I can't go this way. Maybe if I go the other way, and do this and that, certain things that, like I feel like there's always. It doesn't feel repetitive when it comes to that stuff.
Oh, that's really good. It's good to hear.
So I really, really like that a lot, man. But graphically, it's pretty good. It's just of course, there's the whole bug issues here and there. Yeah, it gets a little weird, but overall, it's pretty good. One thing I have to say though, like there's one thing I really miss in this game. When you're hiding, you start whistling, like in the older games, so for you to attack one of the enemies and stuff. It's not available in this game at all. At all.
I guess I've never hung around long enough to try that and notice it's missing, but I've always had to be more active with my stealth attacks. But yeah, that is a problem if they've taken that out. I think that's pretty
But by the way, Passon, you want to talk about the character and the story a little bit? I know you're more deep into the...
Yeah, I'm glad I tried to not know as little as possible going into this game, because I was very impressed by the prologue and the setup.
It's really good.
It is really good. As far as like the traditional like the Assassin's Creed's prologues go, this is one of my favorite because it gets kind of to the point faster and lets you feel like you're in control. But yeah, good setup. So far I really like the character of Arno Dorian. Cool guy, cool fit as an assassin. I don't know, like it's hard to describe. Like once you load up Parris and you're in that experience, it's just so almost sensory overload is a good way to put it. It's such a sweeping, the vistas and the views and the colors, and it just really sucks you in. And just the background music of like all the people speaking French, and the music is in French, and you feel like drawn in the environment. So far I'm really enjoying my time. The cutscenes are amazing production values. They outdid themselves with the voice acting and the character design. Again, I can't wait to get farther in the plot like you are, but I've just been so captivated just by like you said, like the random side quests, that thing called Parris stories of just you finding just different people to talk to and finding different gameplay experiences through that. I'm really enjoying
even the co-op. Even the co-op has a little story.
Yeah, you're right too. I was surprised by that with the heist missions, giving you a little historical background of like who you're protecting, who these people were, what it means. If you don't save this part of history, cool touches like that. I'm enjoying the that little pseudo historical side of the game where you can find the collectibles that give you the breakdowns of like this is actual 18th century French poetry, or this here's the history of this building that's actually still in Paris to this day. Just little things like that. I'm really catches my eye and keeps me into the feel of the game. And I gotta say, if no one's tried it yet, disable all of the HUD so there's nothing on screen except just your character. So cool to be able to navigate the environment like that with like no distractions of any kinds. You can just set your marker in the distance and just, find the best way to go and, avoid the guards by sight instead of by the mini map. It's really adds a lot to the game, and it's really fun. And it adds extra bit of challenge, too. If you think the game is still a bit too easy, turn off the HUD and then get back to me on that, because it makes it really fun.
Cool. Parris, anything you want to say?
I think Boston really, really hit on it. I've not played as much as you guys have, but from what I played, like I said, throw the bugs out. That's not what I'm talking about here, but just actual gameplay itself and the story and everything. Yeah, I'm really digging it. I like traversing Parris. And I know my name's Parris, so it sounds weird for me to say that. But I like traversing the environment. And the tip that you just gave of turning out the HUD, I definitely think I want to try that. I think that'll be pretty interesting. I've yet to do a co-op match. Other than the preview event in Vegas, I have not done a co-op match. So
it's fun, man.
Yeah,
it's fun. And it look like I had my first co-op match of the day, and I noticed that nobody had their mics on at all, and we played it smooth. Like I got hurt by one of the enemies, and I didn't say anything. They came to me and revived me, and we worked and passed the mission like easily. It was a really cool experience with that, man. And for those that don't know, Austin, he also created an assassin club, right?
Yep.
Gamertag Radio. People could join, and there will be like special activities for club members and stuff like that. Like special, I don't know if it's special missions or how that works.
I only delved into it a little bit, but yeah, by setting a club, it looks like you unlock a new set of challenges that your whole club can help you compete. So things like how many heist missions can you do together, how much money have you acquired throughout the course of your game, and it funds and basically unlocks new things for everybody in the club as well as new challenges you can do. But yeah, invite anybody to try it. Gamertag Radio is the club name, where you can just add me, Paulson J, on Xbox Live, and I'll send you an invite to the club. But yeah, I look forward to trying it out. And I agree with what you said, Danny. The times I did get my heist to work, none of us had mics either, but there was that natural like assassin synergy that just felt so cool because everybody, knew enough about the game to how to work together as a team in the voice chat. So yeah, really looking forward to playing with you guys and, other of our community members too, that full on voice chat membership, because those things are hard. Like,
especially 4-player.
Yeah, 4-player. A lot of instances of just us getting shanked over and over again by the guards, and luckily enough, you can respawn and try again. But yeah, if you're not playing it the right way, you will get your ass kicked. So it's fun. I look forward to playing it again with you guys, and voice chat really does make a world of difference.
Awesome, man. So yeah, make sure to search for Gamertag Radio via the.
Or tag name GTR Club. If it lets you search as that.
Or GTR. Well. Just make sure that you put United States. It will be a lot easier to find us if you search like that too.
Mm-hmm.
So awesome, man. Any other topics, guys, before we go to the next audio from Burbank?
No, not that I can think of. I mean, I think I've already ranted about Halo. So, you know what? I want to throw this in here too, because okay. I want to get your guys' feedback. So I went to Halo Fest, as you know, and we already put that episode out. From your viewpoint of seeing it at home, what do you think of the Halo 5 multiplayer beta?
Feels different. And I want to give it a chance once I actually sit down and play it, because it's different watching it through the screen, through a live stream like Twitch, instead of sitting down from your own home and playing it. It's different like that. I prefer to, like, I really don't want to say, oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever or it's the worst thing ever. I want to take my time and actually try it out myself instead of what I got to see at the event. But it looks cool. Like I mentioned this to a lot of people. Like, look, Halo needs to evolve. Like, it needs to change. It can't be the same. Like, look, the first time we did a custom match, a couple of community members, I know Phoenix was there too, and a couple other heads. We got together and we started playing Halo 2, right? And the first thing I would try to do was I was trying to run, and I totally forgot that game you can't run in that game at all.
You are running.
I am so used to now running because of a Call of Duty and even the last Halo 4 you could run. So, I'm used to that now. So I found it kind of weird, going back with Halo 2 and I couldn't run. I'm like, okay, I just walk to the corner, walk to this other side. It was weird. It was weird. But look, Parris, like, I understand that you still stuck with, the old school way. And I like it. I like it too. It brings back a lot of memories of us playing, Halo nonstop. But I feel like that it needs to change, and I'm going to give it a chance, and I hope once the beta and the official game comes out next year, I hope we like it. I think people should give it a chance, And the one thing that I noticed, though, Parris, that through Twitch, through the Twitter conversation that I've been reading from 343, and even the interview that you recorded for the show, like 343 really wants to get feedback from the community, like. If there's something that we don't like, they're gonna change it, make it better, whatever. So I think that's really cool that they're doing that so early, right now before the official game comes out next year. So, but Boston, you want to go? Because I know Parris is going to say a couple things.
No, I'm glad you filled all that time. I'm actually bad, and I did not watch the Halo Fest thing because I was too busy playing Halo and other things. So I actually have not seen Halo 5 gameplay in portion, so I'm not going to be a dummy and try to comment on what I haven't seen.
It's better for you though. You're going to be surprised.
I'm going to be surprised. I'm going into the beta with open arms and open eyes. I want to see what they have to offer. The things I have read about piqued my interest, such as aiming down the sight is the same speed as not aiming down the sight, and hipfire is as accurate as aiming down the sight. That could be a great workaround for people who have a problem with aim down the sight is good, aim down the sight is bad. It's all that stuff. I gotta disagree with the fact that you think that maybe Halo 2 gameplay is out of date. No,
I'm not saying everything.
Certain things, you're right, like what you said. But I think I was more surprised that how much I missed Halo gameplay when I played Halo 2, both single player and multiplayer, and the fancy next gen version. I was like, this gameplay is just as good as it was 10 years ago in my eyes, and at 60 FPS, it's even better. So, for me, it's welcoming that it is not like what modern shooters have become. So I enjoy. No. That's what makes Halo unique for me. So I'm not to put words in your mouth, Danny. I'm just saying that this is my realization that, oh my god, I can't realize how much I used to enjoy this, and I'm glad that this game has brought this back to me because I had forgotten why I'd played Halo because I'd moved on to some other things. So that makes me more excited for Halo 5 if they're taking such a legendary series and trying to readapt it into this current gen. That gets me excited. So again, I haven't seen it yet. Can't wait to put my hands on it next month. So we'll see. But I'm loving the crap out of Halo 2 right now. And the faster they fix everything, the better, please.
I tell you this, I got tired of playing Call of Duty for a couple of years now, and I love this new Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah.
It feels fun. Different. That's the thing that I'm talking about. I don't want Halo to be the same multiplayer. Forget about the campaign. Campaign is a different. That's a different totally thing.
Yeah.
I'm strictly talking about multiplayer.
Yeah, because Halo multiplayer is iconic, and there's only so much you can change for you people start being okay. That's whoa. So fine balance.
I just don't want the game to be the same game over and over, and there's nothing exciting about that. Okay, I love Halo 1, I love Halo 2 multiplayer. That's cool, but let's move forward and show me something new that's gonna get me even more exciting for the next Halo. Sitting down and playing Halo 1 all the way through 4, the campaign alone, I felt the difference. Master Chief was getting upgraded, different. Finally, Halo 2, I could use 2 guns instead of 1. Even the first person view is a lot different on Halo 4. You see Cortana on the side, like a little TV screen there. Talking to actually it's a hologram, right? Hologram screen, talking to Master Chief. I like that. It's a different experience and a different way to play as Master Chief,
and that's
I love seeing that. Some people just love to play the same old school way, and it's after a while I don't want the series to die out because of that.
But that's what's so good about Halo, though, because I can't think of any other first-person shooter series that has so much growth and between each entries. Because Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then Reach and ODST are all such different games from each other. And you can see the evolution and influence of other things upon them, especially Halo 4. That was a big, you love it or hate it kind of experience, but it was something different from 3, as 3 was to 2 and 2 was to 1. So I expect the same thing from 5, and that's what gets me so excited, because now that we have the Halo collection, we can stop arguing about which Halo is better. We now have 1 through 4 on one console, one platform with multiplayer that we can play and enjoy as much as we want, and look forward to 5. And if you play 5 and you don't like it, great. You still have 1 to 4 to play forever, to the world ends. So win-win for all Halo fans. But take it, Parris.
You don't have Reach though, so maybe.
I mean, you can still play Reach on 360.
I'm kidding.
Okay, I mean, I'm a big Reach fan too, but I'll take what I can get.
Yeah. Well, but you see what I'm saying? Let me
jump in on this, because here's my thing. I played it, and like I said in the thing, while playing, I enjoyed it. But here's my problem with this beta, and this is why I was trying to get more information out of him in the interview as far as how they're going to react to feedback over the next year as they implement more betas. Yeah, with Josh Holmes. Yeah. I don't like the whole ground pound, shoulder charge stuff. I feel like you're doing too much. And when I say that, I feel like I understand that there's going to be checks and balances with it. That, and of course, you got to have that, or it's just going to be too overpowered. But they're making this, in my opinion, I got the most hyped for that multiplayer beta was when I was watching the esport thing, when I was watching the pro players do it. And that's my worry. They're making this catered too much to being an esport versus something that we play on Friday nights till 3 o'clock in the morning. I worry about the average consumer enjoying the game. I think the beauty of Halo has always been its simplicity, right? They're starting to make it too complicated. And look, it's a beta. It's a year out. Things will change by the time we get the final product. I'm not judging it as a final product. I'm judging what I played, and I'm just letting everybody know it is fun to play, but I don't think I want that as the final game. I think it's just you're doing too many little things. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't like it. Go ahead.
What if they have, that mode for the pro players, and maybe have something, more maybe simple for people like us that we're not pro gamers?
Now you're segregating.
I mean, you're basically. But what else? But what else did she do? Just because remember. I can
tell you what they could do. Don't put in the stupid shoulder charge and the ground pound. That'll solve that immediately.
That's the only thing.
That's what bugs me about it.
Okay.
That's what's bugging me about it is I don't know if that's the solution to fixing what they broke in Halo 4. And again, having the Master Chief Collection is kind of like Paustin saying, you go back and play Halo 2, you play Halo 3, and you're like, this was the sweet spot. This is to me. They started screwing up Halo with Reach when they started doing the armor abilities.
I like Reach.
I like Reach the campaign, but I don't like Reach the multiplayer because I don't like the whole armor abilities. Again, you're adding too much to what made that multiplayer so great. Mm-hmm. I think the sprint option they put in there, the way that's balanced, perfect. Leave that in there. I think the other stuff, I could take it or leave it. I really don't need it in the game.
But you don't want to walk Parris
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like you said, Halo does need to evolve. I just don't know if this is the evolution I want to see for it. That's all. Just my opinion. Hey, one man's opinion. I mean, it could be the greatest thing since sliced bread.
I just feel that they need to test it out.
Of course, that's my point.
Going to work out, and there's going to be things that are not going to work out. And the end, to me, is like. This is an art form, man. This is their vision that they feel like this is what's going to take Halo to the next level. Then more power to them. I will give them my feedback if I like it or not. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like pressuring, developers like, no, I want you to change this because this. Hey, it's their art. It's their vision. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but Just want to say that piece.
Well, no, I think in this scenario, though, they are asking for our feedback, and that's the whole point. They want to know what we think. That's why we're getting this a year out, because so that they can implement changes if needed. Like, I'm again, and I know I'm just picking on it, but let's just say the shoulder charge. Let's say universally we all reject it. We're on Twitter yelling and screaming about how much we don't like it. We're whatever feedback mechanic they have in there. They're saying we don't like it. They look, in whatever statistics that they have for everyone that's playing, they're seeing it's not being used. They're probably going to take it out. You know what I mean? So it is going to come down to us as a community as a whole on how we play Halo multiplayer beta is what we'll get in the final thing. So if someone like me doesn't like it when it finally comes out, I can't really complain because basically the community voted and said that they did like it. So the vast majority will enjoy it. And I'm just, the bitter old man sitting at the top of the balcony complaining. I don't know.
Screaming, get out of my yard.
But my point on that is what I'm saying is I give Microsoft and 343 props for doing this beta so early and actively letting us know we want your feedback because we want to get this right. So I'm not saying that, this is going to be crap. It's just going to be a terrible multiplayer, next November. No, they're going to get the feedback from the community and they're going to adjust accordingly. And I think that is the one great thing about this. It really is.
Well, I read that it's going to be three different modes in the game. I think they're going to release one mode each for 3 weeks, every week.
Right. 7 maps.
Modes, and there's 7 maps. For beta, that's pretty good.
No, it's pretty good.
Because usually it's only like 1 or 2 maps the most.
But you guys, I swear I wish we were filming that interview. You should have seen the look he gave me when I asked him about more betas during the year. He was like, dude, I'm not answering that at all. His eyes got super big and was like, how dare you ask me such a thing? That was pretty funny. You even hear me chuckle because the look he gave me was freaking hilarious. But, but I mean, because you know why I knew that is because weren't you with me, Danny? I'm pretty sure Bonnie Ross told us that. I almost think she said that in the interview we did. The interview I'll never listen to. I'm pretty sure she said that.
Really? She did?
I'm pretty sure she did. Should go back and listen.
Huh. Yeah, I should go back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else, guys? I think we're done. No?
Kiki Wolfkill and I had a moment at the Halo Fest. She looked at me. I looked at her. We had a little moment.
Congratulations in Paris.
I just want to say that. You guys had to have been there, but it was great. Oh, and I can't think of his name, but the actor that's Agent Locke is a diva. I'll just say that. I saw something at Halo Fest, and I go, "This guy's the biggest diva I've ever seen in my life." So
no way.
Out there.
Really?
And, hey, and that's when me and Kiki Wolfkill had a moment. So maybe I'm saying stuff I'm not supposed to say.
Okay. Too funny. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. So, look, this is the first part of episode 460. Now, the second part was recorded live at Burbank. It was a lot of fun. We were there for a couple of days. And we talked about everything.
We kind of ran the gauntlet on the rim.
A bunch of stuff that I can't remember, but it's a pretty long one. So enjoy. This is almost a 2-hour episode, especially for you listeners that always complain, hey guys, make a 2-hour episode. Why not? So this is it. We probably will do this one like once a year or something. Like, I don't know. I really like to stick with my 1 hour.
Take what you can get, people. Gosh.
Yes. This will be next year. This will be the Halo 5 episode. While I spend an hour complaining about the multiplayer,
and me and Danny are just like, "This is the best thing ever." Yeah. Come on, Parris.
I'm like, no, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like how. But you know what? Real quick before we go,
yeah,
the battle rifle is nice in Halo 5. I really like the battle rifle.
That's good to hear.
It's pretty good.
How's the sound of that?
Oh, they remade it. It doesn't sound like any battle rifle from before. Same with the sword. Sword sounds different too.
Ooh. So it doesn't sound like the one from the Master Chief Collection at all, right?
Nope.
No?
All new sound.
Interesting. Okay. All right, guys. Until next week, enjoy the second half of the show. We are out. Later.
See ya.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
You were listening to Gamertag Radio. Come on.
Welcome to Gamertag Radio episode 460. We're getting close to 500. That's good, right?
Yeah, going for the full Daytona 500.
Yeah. So we are still here in Burbank. It's been like, what, over a week? And we're still here? That's great. Oh, wait, he grabbed the mic. He can't say these things and people don't know what you're talking about, you know? So there you go. Okay, all right, it's all good.
Doesn't even
So, yeah, this is your host, Godfrey, and we have Patrick here in the house.
What's up? And Parris is over here.
Parris is chilling. Parris, you want to say something?
Sofa Land.
I'm reading an open letter by Steve Nash to Laker fans right now. So sorry, I was distracted.
Oh, you're distracted?
Yeah.
All right.
No, but yeah, we doing our final podcast here in Burbank after, doing all the Assassin's Creed stuff. So
yeah.
Good time.
And after this, we're going to take a little short break. The whole holidays is coming up and everything. But speaking of the holidays, before I mention, games that we're going to be playing for during the holidays or during our vacation and everything, I would like to mention, guys, to head over to gamertagradio.com, put your comments and feedback, and give us a call, 786-273-7GTR. That's 786-273-7GTR, or email us, Godfrey at Gamertag Radio. No, fanmail at gamertagradio.com. I have a couple of emails. So I might read some, which we got them during our trip in Burbank, so we're going to talk about that. So guys, I know we're going to take a short vacation. This is when the news slows down with gaming. Black Friday pops up and all that stuff, and Christmas next month. By the way, after this episode, I believe we only have like a couple episodes left for the year of 2014, and we're going to be done. And we're going to take a nice vacation until mid-January. So we need that because I think we busted our butts big time this year.
Yeah, and if any indication, next year is going to be probably twice as much.
Twice as much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm like overall for 2014 so far, because it's hasn't finished yet. But like overall, your thoughts about like games have been releasing this year and everything, and let's talk about also after that games that what we're going to be playing during the holidays, like during Thanksgiving, Christmas, everything.
I thought it was sparse because again we're in that first transitional year period of next gen, so it's that growing period.
Yeah,
but I thought there were enough unique titles spread out throughout the year that it kept my interest. I didn't feel at any point during this year that I was like, I'm bored with gaming, because God forbid that day ever comes. But I legitimately enjoyed pretty much most of the things I picked up or played throughout the year.
Yeah.
Titanfall, Infamous, Last of Us, Diablo, Destiny, moving forward into Halo and Assassin's Creed later this month. It hasn't been anything like exceptional, like crazy, but like that's next year, obviously. They're building up, they're working on these games. We're going to see them next year.
And thank God a lot of these games that were supposed to come up for this year got delayed.
We did not
for
need
2015.
any more games in November. There are already
that would have been like torture for like us that we get games all the time or we buy games. Like that would have been like really bad for us, man.
Yeah.
So Parris, what about you, man? Like any games that you think you're gonna be playing during the holidays and stuff? So
I'll be playing Titanfall.
Titanfall. I'm very surprised that you're really back.
Okay, I'm gonna pause something. Danny does this a lot lately, I noticed. Maybe because Mandy's gone, he feel like he need to fill in.
No, it's not that. It's a conversation.
No, you ask a question, someone starts answering it, and you cut them off and go off into something else.
No.
It's way too much.
I'm just saying that I'm very surprised that you talk about Titanfall a lot. Like throughout after Titanfall came out.
But I explain why, though.
Yeah, I know
I've
you
already
did.
explained
I'm
why.
just saying I'm very surprised.
I'm just saying you cut people off too much. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Yes, you do.
All right, go for it, man.
What's the question? I don't even remember.
No, the games are going to be playing for the holidays.
Because you cut me off. I forgot. So, no, like I said, Titanfall. Master Chief Collection.
Big time.
Assassin's Creed Unity.
We got to do multiplayer for both games.
Yeah, we got to definitely do that.
Yeah.
Games I won't be playing, Sunset Overdrive.
Oh, come on.
I love this thing.
Why are you hating? I love that game. That game is so much fun.
And actually, I need to finish The Last of Us. So
you need to finish Sunset Overdrive.
No, well, I'm saying the remastered.
Your second play.
Yeah, my second
which
playthrough.
one?
The Last of Us.
You still haven't? I haven't
The
finished
remastered.
I haven't finished the remastered.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
No. There's no. It's the same ending. It's not. It's the same ending from PlayStation 3. Yeah.
But it's more moving the second.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Okay.
You know what I did? I played.
Isn't this my segment?
Go
You
for
guys
it.
just jumping and arguing over something. Like, can I just? All I got is one last game, and I'm gonna be playing Destiny. All right, okay. Go ahead and argue.
Let's talk about Destiny very quick. Before I go to the next subject.
Oh, Jesus.
No,
Here we
Parris,
go.
like, seriously, man. I don't see myself playing Destiny, I think. I don't know. I really, don't get me wrong, I like the game. It's a lot of fun. But there's a lot of titles that
No.
it's going
Don't get me
to break
wrong, but
away from.
that expansion's coming out though, and that's going to suck me right back in.
Even with Halo and Assassin's Creed. Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, you and I have been playing Halo for 3 weeks already.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I'm gonna play the multiplayer and do all that kind of
Okay.
stuff. So by the time December rolls around, I'll go play.
Do you see yourself playing in 2015?
Yeah.
Depends what they release.
You're talking about Destiny, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they got the expansion coming in March. I'll be playing that. But like I've said before, it's up to Bungie to provide the content to keep people engaged.
Okay.
I'm purposely taking a break from it right now so I can actually miss the game.
Miss it and
Like
then-
it's funny. I read the Bungie weekly update when we're at lunch.
Yeah.
Or at dinner. And I started missing it a little bit. I was like, I want to go start playing.
Oh, really? Because you read it? And
Yeah.
What was it that got your attention from that?
Because they're going to be adding in the voice chat during matchmaking, so we can actually communicate with people.
Oh, thank God.
Just little stuff like that.
But that's also for the
Content.
PlayStation 4 also too, right? Like that's for both systems. Also.
I'm only talking about the PlayStation 4. I can't care less about the Xbox One. No, of course it's for both systems.
Come
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know. I want to mention about this because during our trip, we received an email from the developers of Witcher. They're saying that they are releasing 16 free, FREE, free in all caps, DLCs.
I'm not surprised.
I'm kind of surprised because this game is very, a lot of people are really excited for this game.
But look at the developer, though. See,
They're humble. They've always been humble.
Okay. See, you console gamers may not realize.
Whoa! Whoa! What's up with that console gamers? What's wrong with you?
I'm dying.
Oh, come on!
No. All joking aside, seriously, on the PC side of things, CD Projekt Red has been very good about supporting
DLC.
With DLC
For free.
and mods and all that other stuff for The Witcher. So it's not a surprise that they would bring that to the console as well, because their whole thing is open source, no DRM. They want people to mod their games and have fun with it. Obviously, you're not going to be able to mod things for The Witcher 3 on the console, but by providing all the DLC that they'll probably also give on the PC to the console community, that's great. I'm glad to see it.
See, but here's the thing: why I'm surprised, because remember, they're not the publisher. Who is the publisher?
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. They want to get money, extra money. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they would have, unless they really fought, like, hey, we want this for free for our fans. Like, this is a really big game. Announcing this, we're going to create a big buzz. You know what I'm saying? So, because let's say it was with Activision, I really doubt that game would have been like free DLCs. I really doubt it because of the publisher.
I see where you're going with it. I would lean towards CD Projekt Red probably explain to Warner Bros. Like, look, we're trying to build a franchise here. We're trying to, if you really think this is the last Witcher, you're crazy. So they're trying to get fans hooked. They want to get that investment in the franchise. So what better way to do it than to hook consumers by saying, look at all this content we're giving you. Now, that could backfire if Witcher 4 or whatever they'll call it comes out and all of a sudden they're not giving away free DLC. People would be pissed.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's probably a mixture of the two, I would guess.
Sure. Okay. Patrick, you want to say anything about that?
No, it's impressive. I mean, I have to think back to the days where you used to be able to unlock content or you bought expansion packs. That was the two ends of the spectrum, and now it's DLC covers all of that. So, yeah, as a person who did not really enjoy The Witcher 2 on Xbox 360 that much.
It was a pretty good game. It wasn't bad.
It's not a bad game. It just wasn't my kind of game. It just, I was just thrown into it. I didn't understand the concept. The kind of game
I understand,
it was.
but this one, I think Witcher 3 is a totally different game compared to 2. Gameplay, everything, control, everything is totally different from
Absolutely.
2.
You see it in motion, and it really does, it screams next-gen action RPG on all fronts.
It's like a mature Zelda game.
Yeah,
Right?
I could see that comparison. It's basically like the game that I've always wanted Elder Scrolls to become one day, but they keep moving away from that, and Witcher seems like they understand what hardcore RPG fans want, and they're making a game around that concept. Because again, like the whole point of being like a badass monster hunter is like you have to, be in a world that feels not only interesting but threatening too. I mean, you can't be like, in Elder Scrolls, you get way too powerful too fast. And you just annihilate things, and it's like, all right, I'm done. But like The Witcher, there's all kinds of monsters, all kinds of enemies. We've only seen probably a fraction of the content in the full version. So yeah, I mean, I'm fully on board with that game. I can't wait for it. And yeah, that free DLC, that's just, that's icing on the cake, honestly. Because you're right. They're going to expand The Witcher further. It's obviously very successful, and this is a great way to basically get console players on board. Because every PC, I'd say most PC players out there, like The Witcher if they played it, because it's gone outstandingly well for how far they come from the first one to where they're going with the third one. And console gamers, if they missed the second one on 360, this is probably, their introduction to the series. It's certainly my first real introduction to the series, and I could not be more excited for it. I think it'll be an exceptional package, very much worth that $59.99 price point.
I hope Pete. Man, what's up with all these P's? Parris,
You got too many P names.
Paris, Patrick, and Pete, and Danny.
Pena.
No, but I don't say Pena. I don't say my last name. But I wonder how Pete is going to feel once he plays Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Is it Warfare or War?
Advanced Warfare.
Oh my god!
No, Advanced Warfighter is Ghost Recon.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about that? Like I was listening to other podcasts and they're having the same issue.
Yeah.
Everybody's
if you just call it Call of Duty, it's much easier for everyone.
Yeah, but
I'm curious to hear his thoughts too. Actually,
the what?
I said I'm curious to hear his thoughts too. I mean, he's a longtime fan like I am. I've enjoyed my time that I put into the game. The multiplayer is well put together.
Dude, it's fun, but it's a lot of fun. Like the campaign, I think, is the best campaign out of the series. I think, in my opinion, but I don't know.
I'll pretend to be Pete right now.
All right.
So, after I left Popeyes and I had my 2-piece dark, spices with my sparkle, I went home and, I played. I can't even do it.
I start playing it. Yeah.
No. I have not played it other than the impression I got when I played the multiplayer.
What you played during the holidays? To try it out.
No.
Parris, it's pretty good.
No, I'm not going to play it.
No?
No.
Well, why? It's
because I'm not a Call of Duty guy anymore. And I keep hearing all this the campaign's so great, it's so great, it's so great.
It's good.
Okay, after the 3 hours of me playing it, then what? Go play the multiplayer, which I know I'm not going to like. And then what?
Oh my god. You would never give it a chance.
Dude, and it's so funny because do you have Time Hop? You have Time Hop, that app?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, it'll like pull up old pictures and quotes you did.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
So it's funny. Today, I got one for Modern Warfare 2, and I was all happy about it.
You're like, what year was that? How long was it?
Whatever year it was, I don't know. But the point of the matter is, that's the last Call of Duty I cared about.
Which one was it that killed it for you? That you were like, I'm done.
Really?
No, Black Ops was really good.
I love how my opinion doesn't matter.
He's just like, your opinion.
No. It was good. It was good. You just asked me. You go, Parris. Which one killed it for you? I said no.
Yeah, you're wrong.
No, it actually was Modern Warfare 3. I didn't like it. And then I've just b't been pretty much checked
Ghost
out
was
since.
really bad.
Yeah,
Ghost was bad.
I told you that last year.
You don't even know what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not into Call of Duty anymore. I'm really not.
Okay.
I feel like the gameplay mechanics and just the whole cinematic storytelling of it peaked at Modern Warfare 2 for me.
Yeah, no, I understand. You know why I mention that? Because this is a totally different developers. Like, this is Sledgehammer Games. This is their first Call of Duty. I was very curious.
No, it's not.
No, I'm talking
Full
about
development.
full. I'm talking about not half.
They co-developed Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, I'm talking about full.
Hey, Danny, you keep telling yourself that they did Modern Warfare 3.
You think they did the whole thing? The whole thing? Tell me.
Yes, I do.
No, I don't believe it.
I do.
I think maybe parts of it.
I think they rolled Robert Boland out there to be a figurehead
No, I don't believe
showpiece,
it.
and they did all the development. Infinity Ward didn't do nothing.
I don't believe that. What's
Dude,
up with your
Infinity-
conspiracy theories?
Miss Cleo thinks that
No, that's Miss Cleo. That's not the conspiracy theories. That's wrong person. Wrong person, man.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
You were listening to Gamertag Radio.
So, like, you said you got back into Titanfall. Has Titanfall pretty much filled that void for you entirely of, like, what you used to like about Call of Duty?
Yeah, and I got Titans and I got co-op.
Is it because of that one mode?
Yeah.
Or just the whole package? Because you haven't been throughout the updates. You've been out since
Dude, I've been out since April.
April.
And then I just got back in a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So yeah, all these updates, everything, and I played that a little bit at E3, but yeah, so all these new maps, everything's all new to me.
Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it, just the strategy and everything that the Titans bring, because love it or not, the AI is capable enough with the Titans that they can be used as bait. They can be used to defend a base. I mean, it's a lot of different strategies you can have in a game now, and I dig it. I dig what Respawn has done with Titanfall. I really do.
Props to
I
them.
always did, and I think kind of like with Destiny, the problem was they ran out of content very quickly.
Yeah.
But
this situation is totally different than Bungie's, though. Because Bungie's more, where's the content for the game? I'm doing the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Well, you're doing the same, but that's the problem with
You already
Titanfall.
know- you already-
Originally,
yeah.
you had like 3 multiplayer modes, and you were just doing them on the same maps over and over again. And there was 0 campaign to go to. There was 0 story to lean
There was
on.
a campaign, but that's their
dude,
version.
Danny.
Their version.
Danny.
Dialogue in the
I know what you're gonna say. You could just sit there and they will.
Look,
It's time. Those
game,
campaigns is timed. So of
how long
course
that game been out? Since March, right?
Yeah.
How many months is that? 7?
That's a long time.
7, 8 months?
Yeah, that's a long.
I still don't know what the story is in Titanfall.
Nobody knows.
I have no idea.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what the hell's going on in that game. I was completely lost with the story, but I'm lost with Destiny too. I'm completely lost.
Now, there's a legit reason for that.
No,
though.
but see, do you read the cards?
Yeah, the cards are the story. They hired a guy
I don't read that.
to write all of those cards last minute,
I
and
don't
that's
read
the
that.
plot in the game.
No.
And if you read them, they're actually pretty damn interesting.
Let me ask you this: you think the average person that doesn't go to blogs, do you think they're gonna go and what? I'm gonna read these. I'm gonna read these cards.
I'm
that
shaking
I
my head
lost.
so hard right now. And
There's
No.
no way.
No.
There's no way.
no, of course not.
Now, if you're a hardcore, of course, you're gonna go and read it. But that's a very small minority
Yeah,
of group,
I
of that
understand
group
the
that does that,
mentality.
yeah.
They had this grand ambition. It did not work out in terms of their time frame. This was their last resort of adding to the plot. It's great, but again, if you're the typical Destiny consumer where you just play it for the sake of playing it with your friends for fun, you're
Yeah.
not going to care about the
No.
backstory. But it's there if you want it, and it's cool that it's a neat part of the Destiny companion app. I appreciate it. But my God, they really have to overhaul it if they're going to do Destiny 2. It cannot be.
It can't be
the
like
same
this at
thing
all.
again.
It
No,
can't.
it cannot.
It can't. Look, I'm gonna give you an example. Assassin's Creed, the first one, like we said before, was more like an experiment, like Crackdown. But then the future games after that, it became better and better. The story got deeper, So I see that with Destiny. I see that game becoming even bigger, better, based on the feedback from the fans and from the websites that review the game and everything.
Yeah, no.
I think I see that in the future, unless they're like, hey, let's do the same exact thing we did last time. Then it will be a failure, in my opinion.
I would hope that the Bungie that I grew up with through middle school and high school is not hasn't become something different that has not responded to their fan feedback, because they've always been connected with their community. They've always been big about that. So yeah, I'm fully confident they will take all of that feedback in stride and develop a much better Destiny 2.0 by the end of next year, and on top of whatever content they're going to plan between now and then. So yeah, I have faith, but as y'all said earlier, at least as you said, Parris said he's jonesing to get back into Destiny. I'm kind of done. It's
You're done. That's
you're playing for the sake of I'm just basically playing for the sake of playing with friends. Which is basically like you're following that old school MMO mentality of just going through the paces for the sake of going through the paces. Mm-hmm. But yeah, for me, there's too many other like exciting new games coming out this year. I'm going to be fully involved in, like Dragon Age and Halo and Assassin's Creed.
The reason why I'm done, man, there's so many games now, and then next year is even more games. It's like I go back to Destiny.
Yeah. And Parris brings up a good point. If you purposefully pull yourself away from it and it makes you want it, that's better, because then when the DLC actually comes out,
I agree.
You're more ready to jump in and not be like, I agree. I'm still playing something else right now.
Yeah. All right. Anything you want to say before I go to the next one? No. Let's talk about Grand Theft Auto first person shooter, the fifth game, right? Want to talk about that?
Yeah, I forgot. I'm gonna get Grand Theft Auto 5. That's the other game I want to play. So really,
wait for next gen, because you play for the 360, right? PlayStation 4. I mean
PlayStation 3. I didn't play 3 on the 360.
Okay, Sony Pony. Who came up with these names? Sony Pony, Xbot.
Yeah,
it's so funny. And Mario Mafia.
I came up with that one.
Yeah, that's Parris. Mario Mafia. That's the Nintendo crew right there. Yeah, so you're definitely getting.
No, seeing that trailer, it makes me interested enough that I think I want to peep it out again. I think I want.
You finished your last game?
No.
Well, you crazy. You think you're gonna finish this one because of the first person?
Not. I'm probably just wasting $60, but the first person mode looks interesting to me. Yeah. Like enough that I'm like, man, I think I want to play this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Will I get it at launch? Probably not, but I'll pick it up.
Black Friday.
Yeah, I might get it at Black Friday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I mean, I played also at Grand Theft Auto 5 and PS3, played the absolute crap out of it nonstop for like at least 6 months. I still go back to it every once in a while. It's again, GTA is the perfect. If you got an hour to kill, you're not going to find a better time than playing GTA.
I feel like it's a totally different game though. Like with the first person,
looks like it. It's funny.
Especially like I understand the driving. Mm-hmm. I understand that. Yeah, whatever. I'm used to that. But I'm not used to playing a Grand Theft Auto game first person. You see only the gun and you're like the hands holding the gun and you're shooting the enemies and it feels like a totally different game. And even depending on your weapon, you could do like the close up and I think it was really, really well done. Based on the trailer, I want to see how it's going to feel.
Again, like how it actually plays in terms of noise, the smoothness.
Here's the part I'm a little bit worried. I was never a fan of while driving, shooting enemies.
Good point.
Not a fan of that. How's that is going to work with based on first person shooter driving and shooting at the same time? How
that's a good point. As you said during that trailer, the point where you're having the first person cockpit view of driving and he pulls out the Uzi and is firing it from inside the car. That looks like it's perfect, because you're right. It's not that fun to do drive-by shootings in GTA. It's not designed well, in my opinion. But yeah, shooting it out of the car with a first-person view, and obviously, I assume you could aim left and right and backwards while driving.
Sorry for those not seeing. Like, I'm right next to the AC, and that thing is blowing around my face. I'm so cold right now.
It's freezing over here.
I'm freezing my ass off, man.
No, but it's impressive. Like, that trailer was well put together. It definitely piqued all my interest. Again, when I first heard about this, I thought this was the rumor of all rumors.
I was like,
there's no way they're gonna do this. But wow, it's again, I gotta play it in my hands. I'm not expecting Call of Duty levels of fluidity, but like if it's a competent shooter, that is more than enough to drag me back into that game to play it again. Because I played GTA 4 2 playthroughs in a row back to back. Only played 5 once, so I definitely have it in me to jump back into this game.
Sorry, I'm laughing because Parris is dying to grab the mic. Go for it, man.
You want to talk now?
I hope you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Go for it.
A couple things.
All right. Sorry, guys.
No, a couple things. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I read that you'll be able to customize the first-person view to snap back into third-person mode for certain things. So I want to say something like the scenario you're talking about, driving and shooting. It'll snap back into third-person mode if you want it to. I think. So I know there's something there. So it sounds like there'll be some customization on that front. Second question I have, thinking back now, the fact that they're coming out with a year later, they're coming out with this Grand Theft Auto 5, next gen consoles. January, it's going to be on PC, first person mode. They're doing all these upgrades to it. You know, the online mode's going to have 30 players in it, all that kind of crazy stuff. Mm-hmm. Were we duped into basically tricking people into buying this game twice? You know what I mean?
No, but we've done that with other games. What's the difference?
Hold on. Why not just hold off and just release it now? Why release it last year?
Because way more people have 360s and PS3s than ones and PS4s.
No, actually, at PlayStation 4 and Xbox Ones, you mean? Not PlayStation 3s. You said PlayStation 3s.
I'm just saying, no, the more people had PS3s and 360s last year.
Yeah.
Because, again, it launched in September. Obviously, they weren't out yet. But just the amount of people that probably did not buy a One or PS4 at launch because of GTA 5 is probably a pretty damn high number. Yeah. So they realized that, and they're like, if you bought one of these anyways, and you're probably going to want to play this again. Absolutely. Especially, it looks better, it runs better. There's more stuff. There's more cars on screen, more people on screen, more wildlife. It is literally an upgraded game all around. It's not just
a new radio station.
100 new songs, too.
Yeah. Cool.
You are literally answering my question for me. They're friggin' screwing us by doing this, because if that's the case, just put it out on the 360 and the PlayStation 3 right now.
But why are you not saying that about The Last of Us? They could have done the same exact thing.
Of course, that's the point.
But so I'm saying
that's the point. That's what I'm saying with stuff like this. When you come out with a quote unquote remake a year later, it's almost pretty much a cash grab.
What about Halo Master Chief
Collection? But that's not a year later. That you're talking about a game that's 10 years old.
Well, actually, Halo 4 is 2 years later.
Yeah, but Halo 4 multiplayer sucked, so Microsoft had to do something with it. Yeah. And you know what I've been saying since back before Halo 4 even came out. Why did it come out on the 360 in the first place? It should have been a launch game on Xbox One. I've always said that. Yeah. And now that I've played it, I really think that, because when I look at it on Xbox One, I'm like, why in the hell did this come out on the 360?
It looks so next gen.
But just back to my original point, it just being a year later, and I get what you're saying. Obviously, the population on the 360 and the PlayStation 3 is still bigger than it is on the Xbox One and on PlayStation 4. I totally get that. Why not wait and just release it for all systems at once? That way, whatever system you got, you get it on that system. If you feel like you see all the advantage of all these upgrades of features on it, just go buy an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4 and play it there, versus playing it on a 360 or the PlayStation 3. Instead, we all look, I'm guilty of it too. We all ran out and bought it last year because we were excited about it. And here we are a year later, me again, like a dummy. I think I'm going to get this game again.
And you didn't finish the game.
Yeah, exactly. So they got us. Maybe that's why they did it, because they knew we'd be stupid and do it again.
I mean, I think you're right on some level. Yeah, it's obviously a financial decision, and they knew it was a gamble that would pay off, because, again, the Grand Theft Auto name is so huge. And
definitely.
Again, if you're the kind of person that, for a reason doesn't like Halo or Call of Duty or even Assassin's Creed, GTA is a great fallback. I mean, even if you played it, honestly, as much as me, like hundreds of hours in the first one, the amount of new stuff and what they're doing to like the actual game itself is really impressive. Because, I mean, I can agree with you at a certain point, Parris. The original game was almost a next-gen game in of itself, but it was limited by the hardware. Like, extremely, you could tell it was pushing the system to its absolute limits, and then some.
Yeah.
This feels like the actual vision of what they were probably setting out to do when they first decided to sit down and say, let's make GTA 5. I think this is what they ultimately wanted to work towards, and more power to them. I honestly don't mind them giving the $60 again. Okay. I might wait for a Black Friday sale, hopefully. I'm not in a rush to buy it. I'm not in a rush, but that's definitely the kind of game where I see myself saying there is enough stuff in there, not even counting the first person mode, that it's worth diving back into. Because again, I keep all my GTAs. That's the one series I never sell. I have 3, Vice City, San Andreas, 4, and 5. I'm never gonna get rid of them because I always enjoy going back to them here and there. I look forward to having, a superior version of 5, because in my opinion, I think 5 is the best driving in the series.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely would agree with that.
And it's so fun to just cruise around that game.
Yeah.
That reason alone, and plus 100 new radio stations to ride along with, is more enough incentive to get me back interested in the game. I'm pretty debated on whether or not I'm going to get PS4 or Xbox One at this point. I went PS3 last time, but really I'm torn. I'm probably going to have to wait for some kind of comparison video.
honestly, if you have the PlayStation 3 version, I think you should go to the PlayStation 4 version because you could transfer your content from your older system to the new one.
That's not like a big. That's
but
not
I
a big
think
deal
it
to
has.
me.
I think it has exclusive stuff. I'm not 100% sure, right? I'm correct. Like I think it has some exclusive content on the PlayStation 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
think so.
that might be enough to carry me over
carry?
that way. But
Okay.
again, there's put it this way: when I played it on PS3, I used an adapter to use a 360 controller to play it on PS3. So I prefer the Xbox controller to play GTA. So that's kind of leaning me towards the one. But again, if there's
But I
something
think
you need
also
to the
if you have
PS4, I can get PS4.
I think even if you have the Xbox 360, you could also transfer to the PlayStation 4.
Well, that's
right?
cool. That's cool feature.
So that's good. So, what, Parris, what happened? You were laughing in the background. What happens?
So, are you going to get Grand Theft Auto 5 next gen?
I'll probably eventually, but not day one.
What
I have too many games right now.
Okay. Well, what console?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Okay. So,
maybe PlayStation 4. Maybe, because you know what it is? Like, I've been playing a lot of Xbox One games. And the last PlayStation 4 game that I had was like, oh my God, was it Infamous and a couple of other like indie games?
I thought you got The Last of Us.
The Last of Us. No, that was the last one. You're right. The Last of Us. That's it. So I think I should get the PlayStation 4 version just to support it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a lot of Xbox One games.
I bet you do.
A lot of Xbox One games. But hey, company's been sending us games, man. What do you want me to do? They've been sending me.
And they go, Danny, which version you want? You know I want that Xbox One version.
I want them achievements.
Oh.
I don't care about the trophies.
Nah, like certain games, I'm pretty good with the Xbox controller. And certain games, I'm really good with the PlayStation 4 controller. So I think that type of game, I think would be better for me on a PlayStation 4.
Now, I will say, just to be fair and balanced, Ubisoft asked us when they gave us review copies for Assassin's Creed Unity, which version. I purposely chose the Xbox One. And the reason I did is because I play all my games on the PlayStation 4. I said, you know what? For this time, I'm going to go Xbox One. So so I did the opposite of you.
Yeah, it's the same. Okay, cool.
But Grand Theft Auto, I'll go on PlayStation 4.
PlayStation 4? Cool. Hey, if it has exclusive content, I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah.
So,
I just had a question before we move on. Like, are you have any interest in the PC version at all?
yeah, you know what? That's a good question.
I do, but
Great question.
I'm not going to. I doubt I'll be patient. Plus, if it really depends. It depends if I get it. If I find it on sale or something, in the holidays, I'm just going to go get it. If I get to January and I haven't gotten it yet, then yeah, I'll probably consider the PC. Okay.
Hey,
But I will also say the PC in the long run will be the superior version, not just because of hardware wise, but because of the mods. I mean, the mods are going to be insane down the road.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
Very quick, let's talk about SharePlay, the controversy with Call of Duty. Let's talk about that very quick, because they were developing this game while Sony was updating their console, and not all companies knew about SharePlay.
No,
behind the scenes. If they did, it's because probably Sony told them straight up, "Hey, look, we're gonna have this new feature on our system." What are your thoughts about that? Like, a lot of the Sony fans got pretty upset that this major game, Call of Duty, didn't work like with SharePlay at all. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get like your thoughts about that situation.
I mean, I understand that, but the explanation is simple. Call of Duty at its core is a 60 FPS game. That's what makes it Call of Duty. SharePlay is a 30 FPS experience. You take Call of Duty and cut that in half, it's not Call of Duty anymore. It's watching Call of Duty on a laggy YouTube stream, and you're not going to enjoy it. So, their response was right. We were making this game separate from what Sony was doing with the SharePlay. We didn't have enough time to test it with our game. We'll look at it moving forward. But yeah, I mean, there's no reason in putting something out that would lessen the Call of Duty experience just for, the novelty of, not putting down SharePlay. It's a cool feature, but it's a limited use feature. And Call of Duty, that doesn't really seem like the kind of game that it leans towards that aspect of, I mean, I've never played a Call of Duty game being like, man, I am totally stuck right now. I need someone's help. I mean, they're pretty straightforward games, in my opinion.
So you're saying Phil Spencer didn't have a meeting with Bobby Kotick and said, look, Bobby, we need parity. You can put SharePlay on Call of Duty. So you're telling me this meeting didn't happen. That's what you're saying.
Parris, seriously, who come up with these crazy conspiracies, man? Dude, serious, man.
This is why I tell you Twitter is the best piece of entertainment on the planet. That's why I don't unfollow anybody. All the crazy people, I follow them because I saw somebody in all caps on Twitter announce that Microsoft paid off Activision to force SharePlay off of the PlayStation 4 version. That's what I saw.
Are their mentalities so stuck, Sony, for them to come up with these crazy theories?
They don't want to put the thought process
honestly,
into it.
In the years that I've been doing this, I have never heard crazy stuff like this ever. It's great. I don't understand what people.
That's why I tell everybody. It's like when I see these crackpot things and they get all mad at me on Twitter, and I'm like, dude, you're crazy. I go, just say it out loud. Say it out loud to yourself. It's insane. It is absolutely insane to think these multi-billion-dollar corporations, Activision's going to go, okay, Phil, we won't do it just for you.
Give us $1 billion.
Yeah, it's like,
and this will be perfect for the Xbox One.
It's so ridiculous. I mean, Activision's reasons, whether you want to believe it or not, makes sense. It's a new product. Sony's given publishers the choice, or third parties the choice, if they want to implement it or not. So they're like, you know what? This is our flagship title. We're going to wait and make sure it works properly before we implement it. Now, if we get to next year and they don't do it and every other title works perfectly with SharePlay, but for some reason Activision won't do it, put your tinfoil hats on. Let's come out with the conspiracies. But in the first year, the first month, really?
Not even. First week.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
Yeah. But speaking of Call of Duty, what are your thoughts about dedicated servers? Do you think that game has dedicated servers at all?
We discussed this earlier now. It's still peer-to-peer.
Here's the thing that I noticed, like with Microsoft, when they promote a game and they say it's dedicated servers, you could tell it has dedicated servers.
Oh yeah, they really.
But I don't remember Activision promoting saying dedicated servers. Have they? I mean, am I wrong?
No, I haven't seen that anywhere.
Have you? What's it, E3? No,
I don't remember them ever saying it.
So who came up with this theory that
them
Expectations.
them
Fan expectations.
them
who's them?
them?
But who's them? Activision or the fans?
Outspoken 0.1% of the Call of Duty.
The vocal minority.
Oh good lord!
The vocal minority.
Oh my God.
The ones you cannot ignore, no matter what.
No, I'm serious. Who?
Just the internet, dude. It's just people because people need something to complain about. Call of Duty's never done it. If they were doing it, would be the number one thing that they would be preaching, just like Microsoft does with Halo. Yeah. They make sure you know that Master Chief Collection is dedicated servers. Yeah. Which, by the way, I'm just sitting there thinking about it. Every Microsoft published game has been dedicated servers.
Oh
right?
Yeah, every single one. Every single one. Yeah. So no issue with lag. Never. I never had issues with Forza, with none of those games.
Hey, Danny, it's the power of the cloud.
Which they don't talk about anymore.
Living in the cloud.
Yeah, very, very. You know what? In the future, if we ever sit down with Phil or anybody, I'm going to ask that. We should ask that question. Oh, absolutely. What's up with the cloud? You guys don't talk about it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I believe we have a couple emails, so we could, before we wrap it up.
Pull them up.
I know you have one, right? No?
I already read it.
On the show? No, you didn't.
On the other podcast.
Oh, yeah, you did. Here, you want to read it? Look, he's
my eyes widened for a second.
Okay.
This is from Yobsum Zen. I never played GTA 5. I want GTA 5, but Far Cry 4 is coming out the same day. Which one should I get first? I just can afford one because I'm buying an Xbox One with Halo Collection this December. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Shout out from Puerto Rico from him.
Puerto Rico!
Puerto Rico! It's a valid question.
Which allegedly you are Puerto Rican.
No, I'm not. I'm Dominican.
Only when you hang out with
Only when I hang out with Parris.
I'm the large Tyrese Gibson looking black man, and you're the Puerto Rican.
Aren't you from the Nightfall? I think you're from Nightfall. That's what I think. So, if you had a choice, Far Cry, GTA.
I mean, if you haven't played, if you somehow missed GTA last year, go for it. I don't think
Go with GTA.
I don't think you'll regret it in a heartbeat. But I mean, Far Cry, from everything I've seen, looks really fun. If the co-op is as well put together as the trailers make it seem, I'm all on board. But again, I mean, you have to like first-person shooters, and I feel like GTA is a bit more well-rounded because, I mean, it's not only a good racing game, it's a good third-person shooter, it's a good, everything, all the nuts and bolts they throw into that game. But yeah, GTA 5 is definitely the safer bet because, again, we don't know that too much about Far Cry 3 yet, Far Cry 4 yet.
I agree with that.
But we'll see. I mean, I don't think it'll be a bad game. But again, look at Far Cry 3. It's going to be very similar. If you like that, you're probably going to like Far Cry 4. It's probably right up the same alley of gameplay style.
Parris is like cracking up in the corner over there. I don't know why. I'm looking at him like, why he's laughing?
Okay. So, until the reviews for Far Cry 4 come out, I don't know. The safe bet would be Grand Theft Auto 5. But Danny, I have a question for you.
Oh no, here it goes. All right. What's your question?
Never mind, I'm going to save it.
No. Tell me. Let me know.
I don't like the look you give me.
No, let me know. What? Let me know.
Never mind.
I'm serious.
You keep him up all night thinking about it.
I know.
Parris, I'm serious. Ask me the question. I'm ready.
Next podcast. What's the next topic? We just move on.
The next podcast is going to be December.
I know.
No, so let me know what. Yeah, come on.
What was he going to ask?
Yeah, it's ruined now. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I think you forgot your question. You just playing it off. That's what I think. All right, next question. Here goes. This is from Keith. I don't know where he's from, so I'm going to read this very quick. Hey, what's going on, guys? Love the show. Quick question for Parris. This is for you, Parris, because you're holding the mic. So that's perfect timing. Why do you keep saying Microsoft is in second place? They are 1 million behind.
I already answered this question.
On the other podcast?
I privately answered this question.
No, to him, but so you can listen to the crowd. The listeners want to know. I'm reading this for the show, Parris. He's the only one that knows.
This is why we don't do podcasts in person, because all we do is laugh.
So they are 1 million behind Nintendo right now, according to VGR charts. I don't really trust that website, but whatever. Any look forward to your answer. Have a good one. So what's your answer?
My answer to that is, I don't know about Microsoft being in second place. I don't know about Nintendo being in second place. But what I do know, Danny, is that DS Advanced is going to be fantastic.
DS Advanced. Can you explain what happened with the DS Advanced? People not know what the hell it is.
Danny,
that was my mistake.
Danny was talking about a game, the first game Nintendo ever sent you to
It was
review.
Advance Wars.
Yeah. And I guess it was supposed to be on the Game Boy Advance. And he was like, yeah, I got it on that DS Advance. And me and Boss were like, what the hell are you talking about?
That was weird prototype system.
That was pretty.
No, but all jokes aside, and I did answer this question privately to him already. I say Microsoft is second place because in reality, it's a two-team race.
Yeah.
I mean, and I wouldn't trust VG charts anyways. I don't know how true it is or not. To me, it kind of seems very odd that the Wii U would still be outselling the Xbox One. I kind of doubt it.
I really doubt it too.
Yeah, but I don't know for 100% fact. But let's just, for argument's sake, say that it is. Wii U has had a year head start on both consoles, and it's already pretty much a known fact that the Xbox One is going to outsell it at some point because the Wii U is a commercial failure. It's not selling. If anything, Nintendo is going to wind up releasing another console sooner rather than later. When we talk about modern next-gen gaming, we're not talking about the Wii U, even though we all agree 2014, Wii U has some of the best games you can get.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
This year. Yeah. So it's not a thing of we're slamming Nintendo or we think badly of Nintendo. I'm just looking at the hard facts of sales numbers. Yeah. In that the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4 really obviously is number one, and the Xbox One is second. I mean, that's just reality of this generation.
Okay, we have another question here. This is from give him a mic to Parris because this is another one for you, sir. This is another one. Man, you're popular, son.
Popular guy over here.
Popular, man. This is from Shohwan. He writes, "What's up, GTR crew? I really do love the show. I give Parris a hard time on Twitter, but it's all good for fun. And he gives me a 15 seconds of fame in process."
Not anymore. I will never respond to you again.
Now, here's his question. Even though the PlayStation 4 is Matras's hit, do you think Sony's overall financial struggles as a whole going to catch up down the road in 2-3 years and hold back its progress? Keep up the good work.
I do think that.
Why is
because when you look at right now, God, I for some reason I just saw Michael Pachter as I'm talking, but I do think that because if you look at what Microsoft's doing this holiday, like getting Xbox One down to $350, you're basically getting a free game in it with the bundle, all that kind of stuff. Sony, if it was a tight race and Microsoft was doing this, Sony couldn't respond with a price drop right now. Financially, they can't drop and I'm assuming here, I'm just making my own assumption. I don't know their financials specifically, but I do know they're having troubles. Mm-hmm. It just seems to me that they couldn't drop the PlayStation 4 to $350 right now. If they had to. I think it'd probably be at some point next year that they could do it. They couldn't do it in 2014. And I just think the fact that Microsoft is still a financially successful company and they have a huge war chest, they can take these risks. They can go out on a ledge. You're like, you know what? We're in second place. We're trying to catch up. But drop it to $299. They could do something like that. They could take that loss and absorb it. Whereas Sony, if they had to drastically do something with the PlayStation 4 financially, it could cripple the company. And again, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the PlayStation division right now is their best-selling division.
Yeah.
So in a
mobile's doing hard, but TV is not doing good.
Yeah. So in a weird way, it's kind of carrying the company right now, whereas Xbox does not carry Microsoft.
Okay. This is another one from Rodney. He writes, "I'm glad you guys have rediscovered Titanfall." Yeah, I think that's you, right? "It has been my favorite game all year, and I'm not a huge multiplayer game person. This is my fallback game when I don't have anything else to do to play." I would launch into the matchmaking in Titanfall and spend a few games playing that online. Now I'm all up to 1,100 games played with somewhere close to 700 wins. I maxed out my level out at Gen 10, level 50 a while ago, and started playing the new game modes last weekend and really enjoying it. Anyway, if you guys want to play some Titanfall, hit him up. Superfly73 on Xbox One. So shout out to him, man. Yeah, it's funny. Like people have been talking about that. I rediscovered Titanfall again, and
I'm telling you,
it's good. It's
doing it. If anyone's on the fence about that, go on Twitch, go to Respawn's channel on Twitch, pull up that hour basically developer session that they had where, it was Abby and some of the developers from Respawn, and they just went over all the new features that they're doing. It sold me. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go get this game again. Yeah. And it was right. I mean, they've really supported this game throughout the summer and here into the holidays, and it's fine. It's the game I kind of thought it should have been at launch is basically what I'm thinking at this point. And yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I have one voicemail. I'm going to play it right now. Let me look for it. I have it here.
Hey guys, I just wanted to call and say that I absolutely love the Halo show. It's awesome to hear you guys' enthusiasm, and Godfrey, you're exactly right. I mean, if they do this with Modern Warfare and Uncharted and the God of Wars and Gears of War and throw all those Gears of War classic maps, Gridlock and Mansion, it's going to be amazing. And I would buy each and every one of these collections, especially at $59. I mean, I had the Master Chief paid off a long time ago, so it was just one of those situations that Destiny will probably keep me from diving head first into it. But no doubt about it, this is an unbelievable value, and any fan of shooters or just Halo in general or just an amazing game, this is a great purchase. So if I was a video game company, I would look at this and say, let's do this as many times as we can. Dead Space, you name it. Anything that had a trilogy of games, I'll buy it. The Metro Last Light one was awesome. Redux. I'm all for what you're saying, and I please convince Parris and Poston to help us on the raid. See you guys. Bye.
But yeah, look, they're doing that with EA's doing that with Mass Effect. They're doing a trilogy.
Are you going to play the other voicemail?
Yeah, I'm going to play the other voicemail. I picked the wrong one. That was my mistake. I'm going to play it. Sorry, guys. This is the same caller. So here goes. This is for Poston and Parris.
Hey, Godfrey, I was just wondering if maybe you could pass this message on to Poston and Parris. I'm pretty sure you're on Xbox One as far as Destiny. And I thought those two said that they played on the PS4. We got 4 guys that are all in raid ready levelness, and it'd be awesome if we could play with one or both of those guys to help us do the raid. Just one to kind of hang out with the guys from Gamertag Radio. I mean, as I'm a big listener, and I think I could probably convince these guys. They don't get to listen to podcasts as easy as I do, but it would just be awesome to play with both of them or any of you guys that might be willing to do the raid. We're all pretty much guys with kids kind of thing like that. So, just pretty level-headed guys. And I was just wondering if they'd be willing to play with us. But, my Gamertag Maximum Center on the PS4. But I'll listen to your next show, and if they can mention their Gamertag, I'll try to send them a friend request. It just might get lost in the shuffle. But either way, I just thought maybe they would help us out. Thanks, guys. Love the show.
What do you have to say about that, man? To end up the show.
Okay. First of all, I have a dedicated raid group that I play with.
Oh, come on.
No, listen to me.
Okay.
I have a dedicated raid group. We are a well-oiled machine at this point.
Okay.
We look at that raid, and it's just practice. It's just exercise at this point. Okay. Secondly, if I were to play with another group on a raid, if you're under level 29, get to level 29 because I'm not going to play with you. I'm just kidding.
He was just kidding.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm down. I mean, my gamer tag is Vicious696. Like I said, I'm even been looking for an excuse to start just playing again. And like as I basically just become a raid farmer anyways. Mm-hmm. The only and I'm not speaking for Poston, obviously can follow this up, but for me, especially with the patches that they've done, it actually would be good for some guys that haven't done the raid to have a couple guys that have gone through the raid because you can kind of walk them through where they need to be, what jobs to do. Because if you get 6 guys in there that have never done the raid, you're going to be spending some hours in there because that's the trick of the raid is figuring out what to do and then getting 6 guys to actually or gals to work together as a team, each with a specific job to get it accomplished to finally beat it. But once everyone knows their job and how to do it,
you're good.
You're fine. But the one trick they have done now is, especially at the end, is everyone needs to know how to use a relic because they kind of forced it so it's going to be random. So you never know who could, and I won't spoil it, but who could have the relic at the end. So let
Poston?
No, right on.
Drop it up.
The raid is kind of the one part of the game that I would go back and play, and I'm more than happy to play with you.
You finished it, right?
Yeah, it's weird. Like my experience with the raid is like every time I played it, it's been the last boss fight. I've joined someone doing the last fight, so like I've never even gotten through the front doors on my own. But I've killed Atheon like 3 or 4 times now.
No, that's not the real experience. That's the easy part, right? Parris, please tell them, please.
Dude, I have tried so hard to set up a raid. It is so hard to set that up.
Okay,
Poston, until you beat the Templar, I can't associate with you or talk to you. So you keep beating Atheon. That's just easy stuff.
All right. All right. I was about to bring up the Crucible. I'm about to say I'll take all of y'all in the Crucible.
Because look, the thing is with Poston, he's so confident with first-person shooter games. He's like, I'm good. I could finish it. Dude, raid is another level. If you never played the raid and going through like the first time, it's tough. It's tough.
And I'm not even being funny. Skill isn't the issue with the raid. Skill is it's a puzzle. It's a big giant puzzle is what it is. So like I mentioned the Templar part, which is the first boss that you'll get to. If 6 guys go in there not knowing what the hell to do, you will die and you will fail. Yeah. Period. I don't care how great you are in the Crucible or anything else. But once you understand the roles that you need to play and you understand the waves and what you need to do in them, you go right through it. I think the last time we did the raid, we did it in under an hour. I mean, it's not hard. It's just getting people to actually follow instructions and to know what their job is.
Oh, no doubt. Getting 5 other people to do what you want is very difficult. As a person who used to lead raids and dungeons in World of Warcraft, yes, I understand that mentality. But no, I'm totally on board for helping out. My gamer tag is Kausef on PSN. That's
Spell it out.
I know, I have to. KAUSSEV, one word. But yeah, I'm more than willing to jump back into the raid to play that, because again, that's kind of the one part of the game that I haven't fully experienced. Everything else I've done to death. So yeah, I'm more than willing to happy to take that on with you. It'd be fun.
And one of these days, guys, hit us up on Xbox Live, because I really want to get together the whole like a bunch of us from the community, GTR, and play Master Chief Collection multiplayer. We definitely have to do that. We used to do that a lot back in the days, and I think this is like the perfect time now with this game. Having a bunch of multiplayer maps. Why not play with the community? So hit me up. My gamer tag is Godfrey. Vicious696 on Xbox Live also, and Poston J, just Poston J.
Yep.
On Xbox Live. So hit us up and we'll definitely be playing. I think Pete Rock, eventually he's going to get Halo.
I would imagine. You got an Xbox.
So. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to get Halo eventually, but it's just a remake. I don't even know why it's $60. It's just a remake. You better just spend that money at Popeyes. Get it 2 pieces and some sparkles.
All right, that's all, Pete. All right, guys, so we're gonna wrap it up, man. Thanks. We're gonna take a short, vacation. Thanksgiving is coming up, and we're gonna have 2 more episodes in December, and after that, we're done for the year for 2014. I think this has been an amazing year. We're gonna talk about more about that in December. And no, I just want to say thanks to everybody listening to the show, and head over to gamertagradio.com. Put your comments and feedback, and give us a call, 786-273-7GTR, or email us, fanmail@gamertagradio.com. And enjoy the holidays. Spend your time with your family. Play some games. And we'll see you in December. All right, guys? Until next time, we're out. Peace. See you.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Tune in next time.